Hello, guys. We are here to record a session for you. I wanted Andy to share her story with you on her fitness journey. She is part of Team Freedom Nation, and she is a mama of 5. She homeschools her kids, and she is just about to finish 80-day obsession. I met Andy through through we were becoming licensed Zumba instructors, and I seen her over on the floor with her Bible, and I was instantly attracted to her. So I'm gonna pass it over to Andy. Andy, thank you so much for being here and joining with me and sharing your story as well. So I'm gonna pass the ball over to you, and I will mute myself.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Casey. I really appreciate being here and being able to chat with you guys today. I don't come from a position knowing having all the answers or knowing everything. All I know is my story, and so that's what I'm going to share with you today. Definitely as a child, I was not athletic. I was the one out in right field picking dandelions. My parents signed me up for softball every summer, and that's all I did. Like, I promise you, I hated the heat. I hated running. I hated anything to do with athleticism, period. So fast forward some years to my junior year of high school, I was offered a basketball scholarship, full ride women's basketball scholarship to Wichita State University. And my first question was, is there running involved with that? And the person was like, yeah, we run about 3 miles a day in practice. I'm like, no, thanks. I turned down free college because of it. But what's funny, fast forward to my freshman year of college, I realized I'm going to need some help paying for this. So I was actually offered an ROTC scholarship, which involved a lot more running and a lot more than just running as well. And I actually enjoyed it. Once I cut out soda, I didn't realize how awful soda makes your body feel until there was, I had to do a medical physical for the scholarship. And they told me, like, don't drink any soda for 24 hours, drink nothing but water for 24 hours. And so I did. And I woke up that morning and I felt amazing. Like, seriously, my skin looked better. The lights were brighter. I'm telling you, like, night and day difference. So you can do it. Water is good for you. Very good. Drink your water. So anyway, I did Army ROTC during college. Fast forward a few years into the Army. I had this first sergeant that was insane and loved to run. Like, he just loved to run. It was insane how much he ran, including, like, my first day back after having my second child. He was 8 weeks postpartum, and this dude took me on an 8-mile run. I was like, what are you doing? And I told him when we got back, I was like, I hate you. Why did you do that? He's like, ma'am, it wasn't fast, but you did it. You never once stopped. You never once said, okay, First Sergeant, call an ambulance. We're going to the hospital. Like, you did it, ma'am. Like, you have it in you. Even if you don't feel like you can do things, it's amazing what your body will do, how your body will respond if you actually try things. So fast forward a couple more years, and I'm now a civilian, out of the military, and I'm a civilian. How do you civilians survive? I'm telling you, seriously, like, I needed that hive type mentality. Like, I had developed that hive type mentality being in the military. I couldn't exercise by myself. And I couldn't stay motivated to do anything all by myself. And so whenever I was in Terre Haute, I was living in Terre Haute, Indiana, I found that hive mentality at the YMCA doing Zumba classes. And I loved it. Like, I felt so alive while doing that group exercise. So much so that I decided to become Zumba certified, as Casey mentioned. That's how we met, which clearly was the best decision I ever made. But anyway, fast forward a few more years, we moved to Delaware. And I tell you, I felt like Moses in the desert. And I actually, like, I prayed to God a couple of times. I don't want to do this for 40 years before I figure this out. Lord, help me, help me. And so Casey mentioned the fact that I could get Beachbody on demand and count that as my PE credit for my kids, since, as she mentioned, I homeschool. Woohoo! Love that idea. So as I got it and I loved it, like the few things that I did, you know, I tried dabbling in different things, but I never stuck with one program and saw it through from beginning to end. And even before I started the 80-day obsession, that was true. Like, I had started so many programs, but never finished them. Mostly because, you know, we went on trips or we had something else come up, life came up, you know, I got pregnant, toddler, you know, like trying to find that time to work out. And then the whole, like, I don't know if you've ever heard the definition of insanity being doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's the way I felt. I was like a little hamster in its wheel running and nothing was happening. And so I had my baby. He's 3 now, but right after I had him in the summertime. And so that fall, I needed a temporary fix for jeans because I was for sure I was going to lose this baby weight so easily, just like I had with all the other ones when I was in my 20s. Now I'm in my mid 30s at this point. It don't come off. That weight does not come off as easy. And so I got 3 pairs of jeans just as a temporary fix because I was going to lose the weight, whatever means possible. And 3 years later, still wearing those jeans, the thighs, I rubbed them raw. Like, the pants actually like split open, like literally holes where my thighs rubbed together. And it was at that point that I was like, okay, I've been doing stuff for the last 3 years, trying. Clearly it's not working. Don't need that insanity. You know, I need something that will work. So that's whenever I found Casey again. And we did the 3-day refresh. I know she like hunts me down. She knows where I sleep at night. We did the 3-day refresh together and I felt so much better after just that 3 days. Clearly, like, my body was telling me, you need something. And so then she roped me into this whole 80-day obsession thing with her. So that leads me into my nutrition aspect. Like, I got the physical, like I can do hard things. Like, I can push my body. That's not an issue. My body will respond to whatever I tell it to do. But the nutrition is where it seriously is at. Since 2006, I have not had the luxury of making any meal from a box, any pre-made anything, because my oldest son was diagnosed with severe food allergies. Nothing on the market, unless I want to pay, you know, $15 for 1 pound of chicken nuggets, is anything going to be adequate within their their parameters of their food allergies. So was it challenging to figure out how to maneuver that? Yes. But was it doable? I figured it out. It took a couple of years, but I figured it out. And God knew, of all the people that would be willing and able to do this, like, he chose me. I don't know why. I mean, there were many times that I questioned him and his sanity. Why did you choose me? But apparently he saw something in me that he could work with. I'm moldable, apparently. So fast forward about 2 years ago, just the books that I was reading, the people that I was around just kept breathing this life into me. And I felt really convicted as a mom. I get to choose what my children eat. I get the groceries. I don't have to choose the sugary cereal. I don't have to choose the sugar-loaded fruit snacks. My children may complain that the meals that they're getting now aren't what they used to be, and they have said that to me before. Gotta love children and their unfiltered responses all the time. But their hunger will cause them to choose to eat what I put in front of them. So my journey in 80-day obsession, 80-day obsession, if you've never done it before, it's called time nutrition. You're given certain containers that you eat at certain times. I love the structure. I am not a wheel inventor. And anytime that I have to create things from my own brain, doesn't work out well. So I loved, I thrived in that time nutrition, those parameters. I love that left and right limit. But the biggest deal about it, no sweets, no treats for the first 6 weeks, period. I had done before in my journey with my children to get them to eat better, we had done a 30-day no sugar diet, like literally meat, vegetables, and fruits only before. So mentally, I thought, 80 days, that's not a big deal. I can go without sweets for that. That's just like twice, almost 3 times the amount that I've ever gone before. It's okay. Yes, it was a big deal. Okay, it was a big deal. And it was very difficult, especially because my children, my oldest being a 15-year-old male, would be like, oh, mommy, look at these chips. Smell them. Don't they smell amazing? Don't you wish you could eat them? In front of me all the time. That's the kind of support I had. So it was hard. It was hard during those first couple of weeks, especially to make the right choice. But I couldn't let the team down. Like, I really felt like that, having that Team Freedom Nation, that accountability, like I couldn't, right? I know Casey was watching me. She's like, let me see your tracker. The whole time. But like, I couldn't let the team down. I couldn't let myself down. And so it was a big deal, but honestly, like, I really feel like the Shakeology helped, especially with the sweets. Just because, especially once I got the chocolate kind, like I love chocolate. Like I love chocolate. Like I'm pretty sure that I could like get married to chocolate and I'd be okay. And so having that, I still had chocolate. Like it seriously felt like a cheat because I was still eating chocolate, even though I had this focused nutrition plan. And I was very reluctant. In week 6, she allows certain treats to happen every 2 weeks thereafter. And so I was afraid. Like, I hadn't had sugar for 6 weeks and my mind was in a good place. I was afraid to try it, but I did. After convincing from Autumn after doing the workout, she's like, no, really, you need to eat from your dirty yellow list. You really do need to eat from this. This is time nutrition. This is plan. This is whole scientific. You need to do it. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And like, my body didn't have a terrible reaction to the sweets that I allowed it to eat, because again, it's very structured. Like, I had parameters. It wasn't, I could go and eat, whatever I wanted to all day long. It was very structured, and I really love that structure. So I felt conquered. Like, I felt like I've conquered something that I have struggled with from the time that I was probably 6 or 7 years old. I have struggled with sweets. Like, I used to make, once I got in middle school and learned how to cook in home economics, I would make these high fructose corn syrup and peanut butter and corn flakes cookie thing. Like, literally, that's all it is. It's high fructose corn syrup, it's sugar, it's corn flakes, and it's peanut butter, and you heat it up, you mix it all together, and then you let it cool and it hardens. That's what I wanted all the time. Like, I would eat sugar, like sugar cubes. Yeah, had those all the time. I was addicted. I literally was addicted to sugar, and I realized this 2 years ago. But even allowing those small bits of sugar into my body during 80-day obsession, during those refeed days, as she called them, I'm at the end. I have 2 days left, and I really feel empowered enough in my journey that even once it does end, because my oldest is like, are you going to be done with this diet thing whenever you're done with 80-day obsession? No. No, I don't trust myself. I need that time nutrition still to maintain what I have gained. So fruit. One thing that I did learn too, and I think is really good idea, whenever I was eating during these parameters, like on the non-refeed days, I'd always save the meals that I had fruit on. I'd always save that to the very end. And so I'd eat what I didn't. It's not that I don't like vegetables. I do tolerate vegetables. I wouldn't say I love vegetables, but I do tolerate vegetables. So I'd eat those first, get that out of the way. Then I'd eat the meat, which tasted really good. And then I'd eat the fruit. And the fruit always seemed like a treat to me. Like, I really feel at the end of this 80-day obsession journey and looking into the horizon of what lays next, I really feel like I have trained my brain enough that I will be okay. And I just got in the ultimate portion fix. I'm going to be doing that here very soon. And I told my kids that it's going to be coming to a kitchen near them, because we're going to be following those rules. And whether they like it or not, we're going to be kicking some bottom and taking the name and getting everybody healthy, not just mommy, on this crazy eating plan.
Wait, Mama.
And so as far as my workout journey, I've officially finished my first Beachbody regimen. I finished Lift 4 today. I was doing that concurrently with 80-day obsession for the last 8 weeks. And so I finished that. Woo! 80-day obsession ends in 2 days, 2 more workouts. Woohoo! And so I'm going to be moving on to that, to the 21-day fix. Again, looking forward to staying in that time nutrition that's structured. And just because it says it's for beginners, I don't believe that lie. I know that I can achieve just as much from that program as I could with 80-day obsession. I love what I have learned. I loved all the things that I have been able to do, especially during the 80-day obsession. The last week is called Peak Week, and we revisit some of the exercises that we had done in the past. And I'm telling you, like at the end of the first month, I was squatting 17 pounds in each hand, squatting, holding 17-pound weights in each hand. This time, I was pushing 30. And again, my body responded. Like, it's hard, but you can do hard things. Like, you can push your body to amazing heights if you just do it. If you just push play. Biggest thing that I would tell you, if you're looking, if you're on that peak, like, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, make a plan. Okay? You have to have a plan, because that plan is what is going to be the driving force. We make plans all the time. You know, we plan our children's schedule. We plan what we're going to eat whenever they're doing their soccer practice every night. You know, we as moms, we make plans. Like, it's okay. You can plan your own meals. You can plan your food. You can plan what your children will eat. You can plan when you work out. So it's okay. Like, you can schedule that food. Like, just make a plan. Like, it's not half the battle. It is the battle. You know, if you have a plan, you can succeed. Like, that's all you need, is somebody to tell you left and right limits. Go get it, girl. And you can do anything. That's about all I got to say.
That's awesome. I'm sure we could talk about this almost all day.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That's very impressive. I did not know you went from squatting a total of 34 pounds to 60 pounds in a matter of a few weeks.
Yep, 2 months.
That's so impressive. That is so impressive. And I did have a question. Do you find that, I don't know if you addressed this or not, and if you did, I missed it. Do you find that you're hungry on your time nutrition, or did you think that it was going to be a lot of food when you got into it? Like, how did that part hit you, from going from probably eating what you want when you want, and snacking what you want when you want, and ice cream and all that? Do you find that you're hungry now?
Honestly, like, it took a couple of weeks for my body to adjust. But honestly, like, now my body knows whenever it's time to eat. Like, my stomach will start growling. I'll look up at the clock and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to eat in like 10 minutes. Okay, well, better chug my water. Yeah. So then I can go get my food. But yeah, like, it's amazing. And actually listening to that hunger cue and not just mindlessly snacking all the time. That's another thing too. Like, having a purpose. Like, the food is not there for comfort. It's not there when you're bored. It's there to give your body the necessary nutrients that it needs to get to the next thing that you're doing in your day.
Yeah. And you always have a busy day with doing things with your kids, and it's so impressive. How would you say your energy levels, like, how long did it take before you felt like you had more energy when you started 80-day obsession?
I would say it's almost from the get-go. Like I started,
You were just pumped.
well, my body needed it. My body was like, about time.
Yeah. We were waiting on you to get on board, Andy.
We went on a family vacation to visit my family. And we went to a water park, an indoor water park, the second week that I was doing 80-day obsession. And so I'd wake up early, get my food in, go do my workout, come back, take a shower, get my swimsuit on, and then I'd go up and down those stupid stairs for those water slides all day long. Like literally all day long. And I had the energy. Like I wasn't tired. I didn't have to huff and puff. Like I wasn't huffing and puffing whenever I got up the stairs. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't, taking a nap just because mommy's tired. Like all day during those 5 days. So I would say pretty close to the very beginning, like that from week 2, I could definitely see the energy, more energy.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that's often misunderstood is that, well, women in general, and maybe men do it too, they say we don't have time, but we also have kids and we have things that we want to do and vacations we want to plan and to be able to live and do those things functionally in our body. And you have taken action and created those moments. Like you said, you got up early, even on vacation at a water park, and you got up, you made yourself a priority. It would have been easy to succumb to the situation and be like, oh, we're on vacation. Oh, I'm going to be going up the stairs all day. That will be my exercise. But you created not just the physical moment for yourself, but getting yourself in a head place where 1, you're not going to be feeling guilty. 2, you're going to have energy, and you filled your cup first so that you could give yourself away for the rest of the day to your family. And I think a lot of people often easily and, reasonably, we get it backwards.
Yeah.
And it has been hard, I'm sure. And I think your story does testify that it has been worth it. And we are waiting for your results.
I am too. I cannot wait to snap that picture.
Yeah, and I didn't want to miss something that I noticed with you is, as far as, like you said, not to fix anything different for yourself or for the family, but it's always easy to add more vegetables for yourself and chug waters for yourself, and encourage the family to do it too. Even challenge them, just as we challenge each other in our group with getting water in before we eat. But one thing I think I know about you is that you have one stable meal planned a day for the whole family. Right. What you're eating all day long, but you always have healthy, nutritious food at home, for breakfast and lunch. Like not everything is structured out, but it is structured out for you, and everybody eats the same meal at supper time.
Correct. Yeah. That was something that my husband challenged me to do whenever I took over the momming roles after I got out of the military, was to create a weekly list of what we're going to be eating so I can go to the grocery store just once a week, save us money, save me time, especially going to the grocery store with 4 small children, not exactly a fun good time. And so since then, I've decided to do it as a monthly thing just because I have enough different meals that I can create something different for the kids each night. It's pretty much the same 30 meals every month. They just don't realize it. But
I'm here. I can't. You just told me that.
Yes. She's calling me out.
Yeah. Even though we do have hamburgers basically every Wednesday.
Well, I love hamburgers.
I do too.
But you mix it up, but as well you have set ideas for basic breakfast and lunches, and they're not necessarily the same thing every day.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that would really help a lot of people, a lot of women in your position to know that it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be perfect for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can adjust. Like, it doesn't have to be, like we had a kid, one of my son's friends, spend the night not too long ago. And I didn't have anything planned for breakfast in the morning, but it wasn't too difficult to just throw something that I had from my storehouse for breakfast.
She made baked oatmeal. It was really delicious.
Yes. I do have an interesting question to ask. So you're going to be done with 80-day obsession in 2 days. You got tomorrow and Saturday morning is going to be your last one. Take in that last workout and be emotionally all in and mentally all in and take it in. But my question is do you plan on celebrating, and if so, how?
I thought about that today. I think I'm going to give myself a final refeed day, and allow me to, have some of those dirty yellows. Maybe finish off my storehouse of chocolate chip waffles.
Yeah.
And the double chocolate chip cookies that I made many refeeds ago that I just never ended up eating all of. But yeah, I'm going to give myself a refeed day. Sunday.
And for our viewers, just refeed is, explain that in a couple sentences.
Refeed is allowing yourself to eat, because on the 80-day obsession, our list of yellows, the yellow container is limited. It's all the good stuff. I mean, it's not like it's bad. You have to have whole grain or sprouted bread. You can only eat brown rice. You can only, what else are those? A couple other things that you can only have, like
sweet potatoes, quinoa.
Yeah, you can only have like the whole grain version of them. No white bread, no buns, that kind of thing. And so refeed day is giving yourself that opportunity to have 2 extra yellow containers from the dirty list, as she calls it, and restoring your glycogen level in your muscles. Perfect. So it's not a bad thing. I've come to embrace it. I actually usually lose weight between the morning of refeed and the day after refeed. Not sure how that works, but I'm looking forward to having some extras on Sunday.
Give me all the dirty yellows.
That's right.
Talk dirty yellow to me.
I did it all for the cookie.
Yeah. Yours would be, I did it all for the waffles.
That's right. Oh man, waffles are amazing. They are so good.
And one thing I know that you have done, and I've heard you say before.
No, Mama.
Is that
don't you care about Goose's safety? You need carbs. Carbs are about to kill him.
So I just wanted to go back and say something I noticed that you've said before was, how do you do it? And you told me that you take it one day at a time. You don't look forward. You don't look like a week ahead, the whole 79 days ahead on day one. You take it one day at a time, one step at a time. You don't look back. Moving forward. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in just that statement for everybody. Yeah. Forward to like, it's going to take me 21 days to finish this program, or I got 4 weeks left. I'm only 2 weeks in, but you keep pushing forward, one workout at a time, one decision at a time.
Yep. It's definitely, for mental state, just seeing what I'm doing that day. Like during this peak week, the workout that she chose from phase 3 for this peak week, revisited, had half Turkish get-ups with push-ups. And if you've never experienced those, you're lucky. Those are awful. And if I had known that was included in peak week, I may have just ended at phase 3.
But you wouldn't get the same benefits either.
I know.
You would be missing out and hating it. Seriously.
I would. But yeah, absolutely, you know, just take it one day at a time and just press play every day. Like, you know, just wake up just like you wake up, you know, just get it up, get it gone, get it done so you can take care, so you can conquer the day.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I do appreciate that and appreciate your presence and your tenacity on the team. And you are such an encourager in the bod groups. Like, I see you in there, and anytime anybody posts something, you're one of the first ones to encourage them. And to just find time, seriously, with what's going on in your household and how dedicated you are to your family, it's so inspiring. And that just proves that anybody can do this.
Yeah, one thing that I really appreciated, especially whenever I added in the Lift 4 aspect while doing 80-Day Obsession, was seeing those, and honestly, it was the women in our group that were posting their pictures from doing the program. I'm like, aw, they look like they're having so much fun. I want to do that too. And so, like, it was their pictures that motivated me to do it also. So absolutely, like, you never know who you're going to inspire by just putting those sweaty selfies on every day.
And that's so important. That's, you know, if nobody's in there and everyone's thinking, oh, well, I don't need to post, so-and-so post her photos. You know, if everybody thought that, nobody would be being accountable.
Right.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yep. We got a great team, that is for sure.
Hi.
I agree. And
Hi.
I'm going to stop recording the call. Thank you so much for sharing your fitness journey with us. I do appreciate it so much. And I look forward to many more with you.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to share my story.